Okay, so good evening again. Today we will speak to fire element. Okay, now when I'm doing this fire element, I will combine that with Akasha, which is ether. Okay, because otherwise it is slightly difficult to specifically do ether. Ether is very, very subtle. And ether, you can talk to ether when you're talking to Akashic records, and so many other things actually come from that space. So it's anyway, so much is done with that, right? So we are not going to specifically talk to ether because I don't know what's the address of the ether. That's a problem. So we can't talk to the ether like that. Rather, we talk to all those things which are in the ether as talking to the ether. So what we do is we kind of combine both fire and ether. Okay. So it's kind of a discussion. So I want everybody also to pitch in with your understanding. So what would be the sign or the characteristics of the fire element? You know, you have seen people, and what do you think?
Isha, may I? Navina here.
It's open for everybody.
Yeah. So I think people who are probably going through anger or somewhere means a lot of heat elements. So where we get triggered and we somehow our heartbeats increase or something like that. I feel that is where the heat element comes. And also in the stomach, you know, we know that digestion happens and the heat is involved there. So
Okay.
there also heat is there. So that is what I feel.
Yeah.
That's my perspective.
So emotionally, fire, the positive side of the fire is joy and showing off the happiness, enthusiasm. These are all the positive aspect of the fire, right? And the negative aspect of the fire is irritation and anger, right? Rage is the extreme version of the anger. Okay. So other than that personality, if you take it, you should have fire to do something, right? So that itself will tell us what is that, right? So fire is all about having enthusiasm, and it's about everything. It's about intimacy, and it's also about being vulnerable. And a large part of it is used for creativity, right? So its fire is basically the resource or the energy, like petrol for the car, for many of these things. Okay. It's fun, warmth, and all of these things put together. Now, if it becomes too much, you become a maniac, and you will burn yourself out. You'll burn out. You do so much of exercise and you say, I'm getting burnt out. You know, or you do too much of something and then you get burnt out because the enthusiasm will engulf you. So like how you have to maintain the fire, otherwise it will burn you out. Fire element energy is also like that. You need to balance it, then you will use it for as a fuel to everything of your life. If not, then you get burnt out, right? So what are these kind of people? They're mostly action oriented. They're very passionate, high energy people, impulsive. They're very competitive, temperamental. These are the people who we can say that they are fire element people. Now, I don't want to get into which zodiac sign is fire and all that, you know, it's a little too much for me. So I myself don't know anyway. So let's not get there. So which are the foods? This is very easy for us, no? Heat food, cold food, we know it, right? It's probably we know it too much. So pepper, black pepper, ginger, cinnamon, all these are kind of, even vinegars, all kinds of vinegars are fire elements. That is why that's what I thought. Apple vinegar actually is used by people to burn fat. You know, because that increases your Jataragni, which is the digestive fire. Okay. But everything has to be moderate. Otherwise, it will burn you another side by giving you gastritis. Okay. So fire element is probably the least which is present in a human body. Okay. And in terms of dense and the subtle, fire is a very subtle element. The subtlest probably is the ether, but before that maybe a fire. Okay. So this fire, ether and fire are friends. They help each other. Like ether feeds the fire or fire feeds the ether. Mostly fire feeds the ether. No, it's like combination. Okay, so air also feeds the fire. Okay, we know that, right? The more oxygen is there, then the fire becomes more. If you're lighting a fire, if you have done any time lighting a fire, not the gas lighting, I mean the gas stove lighting, I'm talking about really putting the firewood and lighting it, you will end up doing like that, right? You always provide oxygen. In fact, in whatever that olden days, that firewood place will have a long pipe, metal pipe. Use that and you blow air actually for inside because it will be deep inside. So air feeds the fire. So by controlling the air, you can control the fire element. That's what even acupuncture does. If there is an imbalance in the fire, then you end up controlling the air element. See, it's very natural in nature, and that's how it is in nature. So it has to be how it is in our body. If you want to know anything about your body, look at the nature. Whatever the rule applies there, it applies to us because we are made out of these 5 elements. Make sense? Yeah, that makes sense. Nice. Okay, so the fire element in acupuncture, I would like to go with a lot of acupuncture. Why? Because it is so much related to nature. Okay. Now, heart is the organ of the fire. So it is in our body also. Heart burns, you know, the sentence is what we call everything. So when it comes to love, which is characteristics of the heart, we also talk in terms of burning love, right? That's how it has come in English, but that's actually the association. Now, there is another organ which is non-visible. It's not visible at all. That's called triple energizer. Okay. Now this triple energizer is the one, it's an unseen organ which is there in the body, which maintains different temperatures of the body. This part is a different temperature and the thoracic part is a different temperature and below legs are different temperature. That is why if you have fever, if you're taking temperature at different places, it's different actually. It cannot be same because digestion requires different temperature, sleeping requires different temperature, brain requires different temperature. Each of the organs require different temperature. So this triple energizer actually maintains that energy. But that's also a organ of the fire. Okay. Then which is that major resource or source for our fire element? Sun. Only one and only resource or the source for us is sun. And everything else, you may say that, oh, I use matchstick, I use gas. Okay, all of that is a byproduct. They are not the source. Correct? They're all byproduct of a chemical reactions, but they are not the source. The source is sun. Actually, that is also a huge chemical process, never-ending process which is happening there, right? Gases and everything. And sun has a major role to play in our body because Outside fire is the vital energy part. Vital energy is a mixture of all 5 elements. Vital energy part is sun, the universal energy, sorry, and the vital energy which is inside our body. And both has to get combined for a better life or to have a good health. If you're all the time sitting at home, not good. You need to have sunlight. Okay, and you have abundant sunlight, but you don't have anything to eat. No, that's also wrong. Now, apart from all of this, we need to have fire in our mind too. It's not just the body and external and internal. Mind also is required. So there are so many enthusiasm mainly comes from the fire energy. So there are so many such things which fire element gives us, though its contribution is maybe 1% of the entire body. It's a major part. It's actually the driving force of the life. If you don't have any fire, you're as good as being dead. Okay. So even though it is a small amount which is present, it is a driving force and its effect is phenomenal, right? That's about the fire. Why I'm telling you all this, because to know how important it is that we, I don't say harness, rather we understand and surrender to the fire energy so that we can use that energy. Sometimes it is just a feeling of balancing it. When you stand under the sunlight and you just feel that every part of my body is absorbing, that it does absorb because you're focusing. When you focus on something, that happens. Correct? So when you focus on anything, if you focus on your stomach, you can make your digestion better. So basically, every energy and everything you can focus, and then you can divert that energy to whatever you want. You want to do manifestation? Yes, you can use it. But before you manifest, find out what kind of energy you require. You can't just go put one water on a fire. That will go away. So you need to know in your manifestation what is lacking right now. That particular element, you energize it. Right? How do you energize it? Talk to whichever it wants and get that energy and put it in your body or put it in your project. Things like that. Okay? So what happens is, when we talk about the vital energy, there are three or four types of energy, which you might have read. Quite a bit of things are written in the internet. One is Jataragni, you know, that which is used for digestion, right? And the next one is Chittagni, which is in the mind, which is the enthusiasm, whatever enthusiasm you need. Chit means the intelligence of your mind. Okay, so Chittagni. And the next is Bhutagni. Bhutagni is, it's actually coming from all the 5 elements. Even the water can give that energy. So it is coming from the 5 elements in the nature, is Bhutagni. And the last one is called as Sarvagni. Sarvagni is the eternal, the outside, beyond these 5 elements. So it's beyond the earth. Okay. You can call that as the universe, the God, maybe. That is there. It's at a totally different dimension. Till Bhutagni, it is for earth, but the Sarvagni is even beyond that. Okay. Now, why did I tell you all of this? Because whichever you want, you can tune it. And you get that energy. Jataragni, you do it, you can at the most do digestion. Right? So if you read up a little more in the internet, you will get to know more qualities of these Agnis. So then you can use it exactly like that. Okay? So Sarvagni, if you're using, mostly you're going across the dimensions. Now you want to interact with masters, angels, of course you do Sarvagni, right? So it's things like that. Okay. So Sarvagni level, even your 5 elements are not there. It is at that level. Okay. So next thing is, I said this fire and the ether are together. So when you in Indian practices, we light the diya with oil. Okay, we don't light it with candle. Our belief is when you use this oil from the natural element, the ether which is produced out of it will give you the clear connection to the ethereal world. That's the belief. Okay. And it will, the connection, fire is mainly used for connection. That's what you all have to understand. That is why we light a diya and sit in front of the God, let's assume. Then this fire will create a ether around that wick, around that flame. You know, ether part is that transparent part, as if there is water kind of thing, transparent part, just the outer edge of the flame, right? That is the ether part. Now, if you just concentrate on it, you're making a connection. Now, fire is used to see things. That means to say, if you use fire, your intuition will increase because you will use it to see. For the darkness, it will put the light. So it will increase your ability to see the things using the fire. So fire is a connecting element. So there is this God or Devi, and then there is fire here. You are sitting here. You can make the connection because this ether gets the imprint or the energy of the Devi, and then it can give you. Now, if you look at it, it will give you. If you don't look at it, how it will come to you. You know, when we take this aarti and all, we do like that, something like that you do. Or you can give it to the heart. That is what the connection you make it. So in many of the other practices, there is many practices like Tataka and so many practices, you need to look at the flame and you make the connection to the ethereal world. Astral projection, one of the practices is this. Because astral projection, you project into the ethereal world. Or that Sarvagni, where you go into the different dimensions. So you use the fire to make that connection to that. So it has immense potential. But all we know is to light it and just sit in front of the God and then get out. We are not using it actually, to so much more what we can do. So this is about how we do it. As you grow in your spirituality, you don't need diya to make connections. You can use the Agni which is inside you, not necessarily Jataragni, all kinds of Agni, which is using Bhutagni or every other Agni. And then you can do that sadhana using that. The Agni which is inside you will make connection to wherever you want. Because the Jataragni is very dense, which is, you can see the digestive juices and what it does. The next one is Chittagni, which is also a little bit of less denser than the Jataragni because you know what you're thinking and it is the materialistic life, etc. Bhutagni is about the elements outside. So it becomes even more little subtler. But Sarvagni is very subtle. Unless you go there, make the connection, and then understand how to make the connection to another dimension, it's very difficult to explain to you that. Okay, so now today we are supposed to talk to the fire element. Now, many times what I have done is I have had a candle and I have spoken to the candlelight. It's very easy. Or if you're jobless and you're sitting there and heating your milk, there is that light in the gas, right? Flames. You can talk to those elements. In my hometown, we have this firewood fire is there. We sit in front of that. So it's very nice to get lost. It's very easy to get lost in front of that. And you'll see that how the thoughts will just flow. And the most beautiful thing is the thoughts will come and go. They will finish. You kind of finish retrospection very easily in front of the fire. If the fire is a little bigger, it happens even more. And you want to cut cords with somebody, fire. Everywhere you want to cleanse yourself. You want to end something, use the fire. Okay? Or you want to talk to someone, do that in front of the fire because fire will make the connection to you. So if you want to have a connection, do it in front of the fire. You want to cut the connection, do it in front of the fire. Anything you can do it. Right? Fire god Agni Deva has two faces. One face says that you handle fire balanced way, it's beautiful for you. The other face says that you handle it badly, it will burn you. That's why he has two faces. That's the same thing. Cut the cord or build the cord. Both it will make a conduit for you. Right? Okay. Now, do you want to talk to sun? Or do you want to talk to Jataragni, blah, blah, Agni? It's your choice. Or you want to talk to a candle. Because diya means you'll have to go put oil and all that. It will some 10-15 minutes to be wasted in that. Not wasted, lost in that. So you choose, or in your head you want to make a connection to some Agni and then talk. Okay, so we are here trying to feel and talk to Agni, how it feels. Everything you talk, you connect and talk, you get a different feeling. That's what you need to know. That's how you will, that's a reference point for you. And also certain few kind of answers. Okay, Neha, you can talk to your volcano because there is a lot of heat, but it will be, the answers will be like a volcano, okay? It's like that. It's like high, the other side of the Agni part. It's like eruption.
But it's less stronger than the sun. The sun by itself is much, much stronger than a volcano.
Yeah, sun is soothing also. But a volcano is not.
Okay. Sun rays are soothing.
Huh? What is it you say?
Sun rays would be soothing. The sun by itself is just like erupting also.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like, okay, what kind of emotions a volcano gives you?
Eruption, like whatever is there.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. So eruption is, it will give you that kind of an answer.
Erupting answers.
Yes, yes, erupting answers. It may be very strong answers. It may be like, oh, just, you ask and you want a resolution. It will say, forget it, just throw it out. It can be that kind of answer, which you should be able to take it. See, all you have to understand is everything has a feel. If you connect to Quanin feeling is a very nice, soothing, not too cold, but it's just makes you feel, if you have a rose essence, that's how Quanin feeling.
Quanin?
Mother Quanin.
Who's that?
One of the ascended masters, you just check on the Buddhist. So every element, every energy, everything has its own aura and a feel. What happens is when we are doing these experiences, just whatever we are doing today, that will give you a feel of how it is. So next time when you connect it, you should feel that. Then you know that you've connected it.
Okay.
So in case of this eruption, it will be erupting connection.
Okay. Okay.
And then figure it out.
Something milder.
Right. You will just figure it out how it is.
What's the spelling of that mother?
Quanin. Quannin, I think. Quannin, something like that. Just check. One of my favorite ascended masters whom I connect.
Quan. IMM. IMM.
Okay.
Something like that. Just check.
Thank you.
She will help you in karmic entanglements to release. Okay. So, so I can't tell anything about the volcano, what volcano can offer. That you should be telling us, like, then people can connect to volcano whenever they want to do that. Okay, that's a very good idea. Maybe if you have a name for the volcano, please tell us so that we can connect to that particular thing. Okay, something.
So there's none of those those 7 chakra points you showed us on the globe.
The Mount Shasta is a volcano actually.
So then that.
It's up to you, but you know, Mount Shasta is also a snow-capped. You are just opposite, you know, it will become opposite. Just visualize some volcano, figure it out, ask what's your name, something will tell you.
Isha, isn't it better to go with the sun for today? I mean, then we all
That's
can
your
connect.
choice. That's your choice. Neha might
Okay.
feel volcano is the best thing. Sun, I
Okay.
can do it any day.
Yeah.
It's your choice. You choose. As I'm telling you today, we are not fixing anything. We are sensing, feeling.
Right.
How it is for each of us to connect to the fire. We are trying. That's all. Nothing is right or wrong.
Yeah, not right or wrong. No, I was not saying right or wrong, but just
I
like
get
for
it.
the convenience.
Sometimes it won't even allow you to connect to that.
Okay.
That also we'll figure it out. Because our vibration should be equal.
Right.
Somewhere at least. Otherwise, you cannot tune it.
Sure.
Wow, that's beautiful. Okay. So, okay, what all you want to choose?
Sun for me, Navina.
Sun for me also.
Sun. Anna, which one?
Sun.
Sun. And then Pala. Pala is smiling.
Sun.
iPhone is, that is, Ritika is sun.
The lamb with a wick.
Okay. That's your choice. If Nitya candle, if anybody wants to choose candle, if you have candle, use it. You'll feel that. It's so nice to feel it and do it also. So your choice. If you want to quickly, get a candle. If you have a scented candle, it's even better. Okay.
But even sun, you can feel it, right? Every day it rises.
Yeah, you can feel it, definitely. Sun, because inherently we already know how it feels. So even if you're sitting inside the house, in Bangalore, it is raining heavily like anything. So if you tell me sun, I can only sense water. That's what I'm trying to say. So, but of course, it's very easy to feel the sun, even in a place where there is no sun right now. Because we already know how it feels, the sun, right? Agarbatti. Agarbatti may not be the smoke of the agarbatti, right? That's what probably you mean. Okay, you can try that. Remember that it's a conduit for you. So it can answer you. But the questions could be like, can you connect me to this? Can you connect me to that? If you're able to extend to that, you know what I'm trying to say is, I would ask the fire, can you connect me to my mother? I want to talk to my mother. And then I will ask the question to my mother. You can try this. This is an experiment. You can try all of those things. I'll give you 5 minutes time. Decide something in your head now what you want to try. Because I'm throwing too many things at you. We will definitely do these things, okay? We will feel it, sense it. What is the connection you share with that fire, whichever you have chosen? How it makes you feel, number one, okay? Then the second thing, what we do is, any message, if you have anything you want to shed it, especially shame kind of a thing, it's very easy to shed into the fire. Okay, you just have to tell the fire. Like fire is your friend, you're going to tell blah, 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 whatever you want, finish it off. And you're planning to do something, go something, then ask the fire. Either why it's not happening or when will it happen? Shall I do this? Sometimes when you're seeing the flame, you feel as if it's answering you. Okay, so all of those things will kick in your intuitions. Then what do? Then think about something you want to connect to. then request the fire, will you connect it to me? And if the fire connects you, then you find out how do you feel the connection is done. Because otherwise you don't have any guarantee connection has happened. Right? So if you feel that connection has happened, many times you'll smell some few things which will tell you that it is done. You will feel something, you'll hear something. Okay? You can always cross question. Is that it? Is that what it is? Or what does it mean? Never believe everything very easily. Go on asking question until you're confirmed about what it means. Especially when images are coming, you should ask what is the meaning of this until you're very clear about it. Right? And then you, whoever you're connected to, you can talk to that person, whatever you want to connect, whatever you want to talk. Then we say goodbye to the fire and we are done with it. Right? Ready? Everybody is ready.
So can we connect to a master or something like that?
Of course you can do that. And every day you're doing it if you're lighting a lamp. It's natural.
Isha, aches and pains in the body we can shed in the fire?
What is it you said?
Aches and pains in the body.
Of course you can do that.
Yeah. Okay.
What
thanks.
about like procrastination and
Try everything. You'll get an answer from there. And many times aches and pains, you have kept it because it's reminding you something. So it doesn't allow you so easily to let it go. In fact, it will tell you, solve that other thing, then I will take it out.
Okay.
A lot of things will happen, right?
Yeah, but it will tell us actually, maybe I'm not aware also why I'm holding it.
Yeah, you can ask, you can try. Many people can connect to many of the elements easily.
Through fire.
You are a person, I know a person who only connects to fire all the time and talk. It's our way, it's what we are very easy with. Right? What connection you can make it easy. But the whole idea of all of these exercises, you can connect to anything under the sun. Outside sun also. Okay, whatever that is. So practically you can do any of these things by connecting, because it's we are energy, that is energy. It's easy to connect to energy rather than actually getting connected to a human being. Much easier to connect to an energy. Right? Okay, are you all ready?
I have a question.
Tell me.
Can I connect with someone who I have not met yet?
Basically, the thing is, you can. One in no one has met. Right? The thing is, do you know their name at least?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have to go with the idea that I have this question, I have this request, and I am only seeking that.
Actually, I don't have any question to them.
And
I
why
just
you
want. So I'm in talks for a really cool project, but I haven't met this person. So I'm going through someone else.
You can meet
But
a person, connected, figure out what kind of a person he or she is. You give your request. You explain everything. And in reality, when you meet, there's always a connection, already a connection. They seem to know already what you want to say.
yeah, more than wanting to say, I want to crack the project.
Whatever. See, all I'm trying to say is whatever is happening in your life, it is happening for the good. If something is not happening, there could be some your own resistance towards it. Okay. So you rather work with the resistance, everything. But if you want to meet this person, connect to this person and talk. But you're not going to alter anything in that space. Because every alteration you make has consequences. That consequences is not only for that person, for you also. So you're not going to alter anything. Rather, you request, you explain, you say it, and then get out.
Okay.
Okay. So, okay, all of you. Fine.
Yeah, Sandhya, what do you mean by alter?
So I will connect to Pala and I will say that Pala, you should love your son/daughter. I don't know who you have. You have to allow them to, marry to this person. I can influence you, but it's none of my business. I cannot do all of that.
Oh, okay.
Even healing. If you don't have any permission from them, who are you to heal them? That will cause a lot of problem for them. You should not do that. You should not alter anything in their space. If you want to alter anything, you have to do that in the physical reality. Like I will really meet up with Pala and I will explain Pala. Not in the energy level. Got it?
Got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
These curses, vows, and promises are like that. It's altering at that space. And then you will also, if you have cursed somebody, you will be present in their universe, life after life, because you need to see that what happens to the curse. So you're equally cursed. That's what it is. Okay. So all of you sit comfortably. If you have a candle, light, or whatever you want to, somebody, volcano, all of that, I hope you have an image in your head. Sometimes we think that we will connect, but then suddenly it changes. Last time it happened to Kavita like that, waterfalls turned into a Ganga. Sometimes it happens like that also. So whatever wants to show up, let it show up for us. Okay, we'll go with that. So close your eyes and take one deep breath. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Okay. Just concentrate on your eyelids or behind your eyelids. How does that make you feel? Is it complete darkness, red, fire-like, brightness, the flames? What shade of the flame? Or just emptiness? How are you sensing the backside of your eyelids? Now slowly pay attention, feel your ears on your head. Feel them. It's like an observer who's feeling both sides' ears. Same way, feel the eyebrows. Feel the back of your head, the top. Feel your neck. And then slowly pay attention to entire body from the head to the tip of your toes. Scan it from top to bottom. Scan again from bottom to top. And tell yourself, I am relaxed. I'm very relaxed. I'm deeply relaxed. In this state of deep relaxation, slowly project your focus to the fire element you have chosen. It may be a sun, it may be a volcano, it may be a candle, or it can be anything which you've chosen, but it is of fire element. If it's sun, feel how the rays are falling, where you're standing and feeling the sun. Just connect with that. If it's a candle, through your mind's eye, see the outer edge of the flame and see the color of it, maybe smell it, see the movement of that ether, feel the warmth of the flame and connect with that. If it's a volcano, from how far are you watching that? Do you hear it? Do you see it? What is the kind of the emotion it is creating in your heart? Do you feel it? Do you sense the heat in the air? How big that is. Connect with that. If it's an agarbatti, see that through your mind's eye, how the smoke is coming. Connect with the smoke. Smell the smoke. Smell the fragrance of it. See the movement of the smoke. Connect with the smoke and the warmth of the smoke. So when each of you have connected with these, make the connection a little more deeper and deeper, and then sense how does your connection make you feel emotionally. Is that happy feeling, relaxed feeling, warmth, love, father figure kind of a feeling, cleansing feeling, supportive feeling, nurturing feeling, or is it like secure feeling? Whatever that feeling you are sensing, just make a mental note of it and then get connected to that feeling. Next, sense it. Does it have any smell in the air? Does it have a feel like a cold, hot, or tingling, or piercing, burning? What is the strength of this feeling? Is it mild or is it very strong? This gives you the frequency of it. Just get connected with this frequency. Next, observe. What does this frequency make you feel in your heart? Which part of your body is resonating with this frequency? Now, make a note of this frequency feeling in that part of your body. Now, you can have your personal agenda with this fire. You have anything to give it off as a cleansing mechanism? Or you want to share some of your thoughts like a good friend I want to ask the fire so that it fuels your thoughts for your manifestation. Or you want to get some clarity, ask that. Or if you want to heal some part of your body, take this energy and put it there. Or if you think that there is a beneficiary and they need this fire, send that fuel energy to them. Maybe you make that sun rays going to them and showering them with the intent of love and compassion. Or your candle flame is flying and going to their heart. Or your agarbatti flame is flowing to them too. And see how it changes, how their face changes when this goes there. I will give you a moment where you can do what you want with the fire. Okay. Now, I want you to think about a person or your project goal, your goal of your manifestation, anything it is. Keep that in front of you. If it's the sunlight, let there be a lot of sunlight, bright sunlight between you and this person or thing or project. If it's a diya or a candle, let it be between you and that. Agarbatti also, if it's a volcano, just see that the heat coming from the volcano is between you both. Now ask the fire element, I want to make a connection to this person. Can you please help me with that? And try to see through the ether this person or this object or this thing. And see now how it is looking. Through the ether, how it's seen for you. If it's a person, see what they're wearing, what is their age, are they happy, are they sad, what it is, find out. And do you feel that? Do you know about that person? Is that how that person is? If it is not that, then ask, is this the person? This is how the person showing up to me, whom I want to connect to. And this is what am I supposed to see? Now, if that person / project is very clearly visible for you, and if you feel that you have made a connection with the vision, smell, sound, look, or a feeling in your heart that you have connected, now you can go ahead and ask the question or explain what you want to explain. You can do anything you want. Take a moment and do it. Okay, now thank your fire element. Thank the person, thank the project, thank your goal. And you tell them, this is how I'll connect with you, and I will connect with you again and again if you want. And just thank the fire element. There is nothing to thank actually. They are so neutral. They are elements of the nature. And take a deep breath. And when you're ready, open your eyes. And you can quickly write down a few points which you don't want to forget. Or at least make a mental note quickly, like run through it in your head. Some of the answers which you've got. Because if they are very metaphorical, like visual, visions, you will get to know the meaning in the course of time. Or you will sit and decode. But for that, we need to write it down because we are doing so many things these days and we forget it. That's why you need to write down. And while people are writing, others can share their experience, however little, small, big, fantastic experiences or anything. Because we learn so much from everybody's experiences. Everybody's experiences are beautiful. So unmute, and Neha, you will have to tell us about your volcano.
Okay. So I was reading about Mount Shasta when everyone else was asking you questions and all after I asked you. So I went over there and I connected with it. All the pictures, images, everything that I saw were the mountain from a fair amount of distance. Nothing was right in it or close to it. I connected with that space, and I had those clouds above my head. Okay, because they have certain phenomena where there are clouds and it looks like a UFO and all those things. So I had that, and when I connected first over there, the first feeling of warmth that came to me came from the warmth that you receive from love. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was looking for something on the lines of a fire element or something of that sort. But then what made me feel really happy in that moment is the kind of warmth that you feel when you're loved, when you're smiling with a partner, when you come alive. That is where I started to find my first fan. I was like, where is this coming from? Anyway, I went forward.
Just one second.
Yeah.
That is what Mount Shasta can give you. Maybe another volcano will give you something else. Whenever you want to feel that love, get connected to Mount Shasta's fire element.
Okay.
That is what it can have. Actually, it is the earth element, right? It is
Mountain.
that kind of, Mount Shasta is actually the earth chakra. The root chakra of the earth is Mount Shasta.
Okay, yeah, of course, fire. Yes.
Yeah, so it is that love of having you.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
So then going forward, I was talking to the mountain, and I said, suddenly I felt like the need to ask for burning of cellular memory. I just asked for it. I said, whatever has been residing in my cellular space from other times, and I have been acting upon them and bringing them to life to kind of burn it. And also, I asked for spiritual ascension. And by that time, you asked to see through the blue light, the ether. And when I connected, the thought that came to my head was how Shiva has all of the heat inside himself, and the entire Kailash mountain goes cold, which is what Shasta is. It's all warm on the inside, but it's ice cold on the outside. So that came to my mind when I asked for that. And the visual that came around was I think I was going to work all dressed up, and it's a location I've not been in before. And I'm watching my partner sitting outside with the child that I have. And this is something, so yeah, I mean, I was like, what's going on? Who's this person? And I tried recollecting the face again, but I just saw it in one split second and I've forgotten the face. So I just saw that, and then it was time to come back.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice. Very nice. Thanks a lot for sharing, because all of us need these kind of experiences so that we know how it is, right? It kind of gives us a direction, right? That's very nice, Neha. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Anyone else? For me, practically, I got confused because I was talking about sun and this, so many things. So once I saw sun, and then I'm seeing the flames, all kinds of things. Then I thought maybe agarbatti is fine for me because it felt so good to smell it. So I got mixed up. Okay. I was deciding through and through what is that I should connect to. So I don't think I should, share it here. There's nothing to share for me. Okay. Anyone else? How was it, Navina?
I think I was about to unmute and you told me. What a coincidence. Anyways, yeah, so I felt immediately the warmth in my right hand. My right hand is anyway very sensitive, so I could feel the warmth and little tingling also from the beginning, little tingling, slight. So I don't know, somehow it came irritation, with the tingling. That word popped up.
So maybe your fire element is slightly high now. You need to
Could
bring it down.
Okay. Okay.
Fire element can be handled by correcting the air element.
Okay. So just to speak with them and say correct it like that.
Yeah. And then air element is, if you ask me, it is about lungs.
Okay.
Okay. So what all you do to make your lungs better? Pranayama is a very good thing.
Mm. Okay.
Got it, right? So
Yeah.
it will come down.
Yeah. So right now, actually irritation, now I can hear because I have little itchiness in my body. So that is why I think the irritation came to my, that is why irritation came. So that was one thing. And I don't know, I was connected to that person or not, but I asked that question and I'm still waiting for the reply. I did ask, told that I want to connect to this person and learn something from that person. When will that happen? But I think it will take time. And also I did, because I had aches and pains. And when you said, if you have any pain, then you take that energy and put it. But I think it is still to heal it. But I now know that, okay, I'm connected. And so I can use it anytime I want and use it.
Yes.
Yeah. So yes, it was a good experience overall.
Nice.
Yeah. I'll definitely use it.
Another thing is skin is also a air element. So
Yeah.
if you have itching all over the body, then definitely something to do with air element, which is causing the fire element to go high.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. So I had cough few days, I mean 15 days back, and it was prolonging for quite some time, and so my lungs were little not in good shape. So yeah.
So it's 100% right. What you've seen, what you've felt is absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Navina. Anyone else?
I have a question.
Yes, Neha.
So when you said that feeling of warmth and love and happiness is for you to connect to Mount Shasta, what does it mean? Like, do I want more of that in my life so I connect to it, or what exactly do you mean by connecting
So
that
what
feeling with
happens
Mount
is, I'll give you an example. If I tell you, think about your mother, what is the first thing comes to your mind?
detachment?
No, not like that. I mean, don't go to that level. Does this, you will smell her, you will see her dress,
That is.
you will visualize some of her way she called you, or something will come, right? Which is,
Or probably the way I call out to her, yeah.
yeah, it's like that. That is how
Helpful.
you, yeah, that's a connection.
Hmm.
So like that, Mount Shasta connection is that love feeling, that warmth love feeling.
Okay.
Okay, so what you have to do is, if you want to ask Mount Shasta something about this partner, I want to know a little more, let's assume.
Huh.
You just have to feel that warm love in you. And then you
Okay.
are connected to the Mount Shasta.
And then am I looking for answers from Mount Shasta, or am I looking
You
to
can use it.
amplify this feeling?
You can do anything you want. Connection is important. You connect your FM, you can hear any song you want. You want to hear Hindi songs, particular FM. You want to hear English song, another FM.
Hmm.
Frequency is important.
Hmm.
Now you use that channel to do whatever you want. But that frequency is also related to some frequency which is love and warmth. Now, if you're asking some other frequency related things, that may not come there.
Okay.
You got it right? That
Yeah,
channel is of that frequency only. So you can use all of that, which is belong to that equal to or similar to that kind of frequency. That is law of resonance. Law of attraction is basically that. Okay, so you can get those things. So for asking your partner and partner, child, all that is that love energy, right? Warm. So that's why you saw only those pictures.
Yeah.
Related to that, you can easily connect there and feel it, do it, ask whatever you want to do, you do it.
Okay.
But you cannot ask for something like, what do you say? I want to apply to this company and I want job there. It may not work.
Yeah. What
Or
it
that-
shows me is what I connect with.
Yes, yes. So you have to have the feel of that connection so that you can use it.
Do you think it's probably shown me all of this because all of this is already so heavily in my space?
That is also true, isn't it? But it could have shown, someone else said that, I thought, you only said that. I thought it will be some other energy, but I got this.
Yeah.
So some other things are also there in your space.
Hmm.
But why
But
that didn't come?
probably because this is the heaviest of all right now in the
Could
space.
be,
that's
it
why.
could be, but that was resonating with the Mount Shasta's frequency. That is why it could show you that.
Okay. Got it.
I couldn't connect to any of the frequency because I was instructing everybody everything. I was jumping from frequency to frequency. And my mind got, kind of got confused. So I couldn't proceed ahead at all. In fact, when I thought about the sun, maybe a little more happened because I have this UV allergy a little bit, and that started itching.
Okay.
So I can see that I know that I got connected. And the agarbatti smell was nice. That's pretty much what I could do. But this is how you connect to the frequency, which
Got it.
tells you it is true.
Hmm.
You have to be a little smart to how you use it,
All right. Done.
right?
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Isha, Navina here. I have one
Navina.
query. Like when you said that correct the air element, so through fire element only, I request the fire element to correct my air element.
No, just do some pranayama.
Okay.
That's really
Okay. Because I thought talking to the fire energy to correct my, you said na, ether and fire.
Usually
element.
what happens is two elements you cannot talk. It's not, each one is a conduit. So how can you know what I mean? Directly talk to the fire element.
Ah,
You can't
Okay.
drive a petrol. Petrol has to be put to the car, then you can drive the car.
Yeah. So do the pranayams correct and then connect to
Yeah,
the.
that's it.
Yeah.
Your fire element will naturally balance.
Yeah. Got it. Got it. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so I think we have come to the end of it. And we spoke and finished all the elements. I think the next what we should talk is maybe to an object or some people. I think that is pending, right? Ancestors. If you want to talk to ancestors, you can. If you want to talk to people, you can do that. Or we can talk to an object, something like that. We choose and do it, right? Next week, we'll do that. But slowly, slowly, we are becoming very good in talking to anything and feeling that, right? Yeah, it was a beautiful experience today. Tell me, Ritika.
Yeah, no, nothing. I just wanted to share. It was really nice. I tried to burn all my bad habits, my procrastination, sleeping late. And it felt really
Beautifully,
good.
you can use this to cut the cords, okay? You can do that with anybody.
Now I feel I don't want to cut cords with anyone. I want to make new cords.
Use that. Use it again to make cords. Put that person that side and make the cord.
But yeah, okay.
Try that. Before you go meet anybody, you can speak to them through this and then go see how it is. Jeffrey Allen, that guy,
Yeah, Jeffrey.
right? He says that when he was working in the software industry, he was earlier, before he became the energy healer, he wanted to tell the manager that he wants to get the promotion or whatever and then work on a particular project. So he spoke to that guy before he actually went and met her, I think, maybe lady boss. He did all of it. He explained that I have this beautiful idea. We should do like this, blah, 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 and whatever happens, everything he did. And then he went and met her. Before he could say anything, she said, I have a beautiful idea, I want to tell you that. And she says the same thing to him. So this is how it is. You need to use, we learn all of this. If you don't use it, why are you doing all of this? Of course, for curiosity and things like that, we can do it. But use it because they're so powerful. And life will become easy, right? So that's the whole idea.
Isha, one last question. You said about cord cutting, no, with fire elements. So just say that cut my cords to this with this person, and it will happen like that. Or there's a process.
You can try that. I use the shamanic process for card cutting,
Okay.
but there are many ways. You can just see the YouTube how to cut the card or whatever.
No. One is like like the pranic, or some people say just say like slanting cut, and before that say one.
Yeah. So what are you using to cut? You can use the fire.
Okay.
Something, you use your hand or something, right, to cut.
Right.
Use the fire. Let the fire element cut.
Cut the cords. Okay, got it.
Because fire element is a cleansing element.
Cleansing. So it will cleanse also anything.
Yes. And it can take anything. Any shit it can take. Because it's a natural element.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Very tired. Bye.
I know. It's okay. Okay.
I just came back from a trip, so I'm recuperating.
In your dream now, fire element will come. So you can do all the procedure in the dream.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay.
Okay,
Bye,
bye.
everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Meet you next
Thank
week.
you. Bye.
Bye.